guys to Sardinia for the Aston Martin DBX 707 launch. We got back from Switzerland yesterday with the RS3, and less than 24 hours later I'm flying out to Sardinia, so it's all going on, but that's pretty exciting. Can't wait to go back. Last time I was in Sardinia I was with Lamborghini, so yeah, it'd be nice to do something with Aston Martin. The DBX is a car I'm pretty familiar with. I did a road trip around Scotland last winter and did 1,500 miles, so yeah, I'm excited to see what the 707 edition is all about, and looking forward to it. Should be a good time, so I'm going to take you guys with us. Good evening everyone. After a very long day, we finally made it to Sardinia. We had some trouble with the flight. There was some pretty hectic news reports of Manchester Airport being crazy busy in the security, so we decided to get to the airport 4 hours early, and there was no problems at all. So we got through security in 10 minutes, didn't need to check any bags, and basically had a long wait to then find out there was cabin crew shortages and the flight was delayed 2 hours. So we pretty much spent the whole day in Manchester Airport, which has not been amazing. But anyway, we finally made it to Sardinia, and this hotel they've checked into is absolutely amazing. Very quirky, really nice style. I don't actually know the name of it, which is very bad. Hotel Cala Di Volpe. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but anyway, I'll probably pop a link in the description. So yeah, very well done Aston Martin for picking such a cool location for the launch of the 707. Obviously arrived at night, so we can't really look around the surrounding area, but I'm very excited to wake up tomorrow for a very fun day of driving and exploring Sardinia and exploring the hotel really. A couple of nice little gifts they've given us, a nice pen, a nice little power bank, and then a little notepad. Just starting to collect these now. I've got a Bentley one, a Lamborghini one, and now an Aston Martin one, so thank you very much. So yeah, pretty tired, probably going to get some sleep, early morning, breakfast at 7 AM, introduction to the car and a handover, and then we're going to be on the road for a 6-hour drive before heading back for a formal dinner, so that should be a really fun day. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. That's the sound of the new Aston Martin DBX 707 edition. We're here in Sardinia, driving some amazing mountain roads. We've had rain, we've had dry, we've had all sorts of weather already. It's sort of like being back in Switzerland in a way, but no snow yet. So far the impressions of this car are incredibly good. I've driven the DBX extensively in Scotland last winter, and it's fair to say the 707 edition is definitely one step ahead of the average DBX. There's so much more grip. The car feels so much more planted and a lot more predictable, especially on this Pirelli Pre-Zero. And maybe it helps run some nice Sardinian tarmac, but yeah, out of all the fast SUVs I've driven, this is by far the best one so far. So yeah, hats off to the mechanics in the Aston Martin factory. I'm pretty damn impressed with this thing actually. And yeah, we're just having a little mountain passoon, I guess. So what makes the Aston Martin 707 the fastest SUV in the world, and how does it differ from the previous DBX? Well, besides from the obvious, it has 150 PS more than the original, bringing it to a total of 707 PS, hence the name 707, which gets you from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.3 seconds, and 0 to 100 miles an hour in 7.4 seconds, which is insanely fast for a car that weighs 2.2 tonnes. The extra power comes from the original V8 twin turbo with upgraded turbos, a new sports exhaust, different ECU calibration. This is all well and good, but without a bunch of extra cooling it's all kind of useless. So they've increased the front grille size by 27%, which changes the look of the front of the car. It's much more aggressive and it increases airflow to the cooling system by 80%. The impressive thing about this car over the original, in my opinion, is the way that it's composed and handles on the road. It really masks its weight very well. At the end of the day, it's a 2.2 tonne car that sometimes you have to remind yourself that you're not driving a sports car because you've kind of forgotten because it's that good. This comes from a combination of things, but the engineers have been working very hard on the suspension calibration. It's 55% stiffer at the front, which really helps with the steering feel and gives you so much confidence. And the rear end is a little softer, which actually helps manage the 900 Newton meters of torque, along with a very clever and beefier rear diff, which is electronically controlled. This can sort of manage, the extra power that the car's got, and this can actually control the way it's put down on the road. It's very, very easy to drive. It's some speed in the dry, and it's overall very impressive. I don't know, it just feels so much more composed and just so much more predictable than the other one. Maybe just because the suspension's set up better, but the weight distribution is bloody good. I mean, it's not a sports car by any means, and it weighs much of a small tank, but yeah, it feels really, really good. I'm pretty impressed with the way the whole package works. On the exterior of the car, there's a whole bunch of new aero. This isn't just to look cool, but it helps with the stability of the car. There is some new fancy front splitters. There's some much more aggressive sort of side skirts and a huge rear diffuser along with an extended rear wing. This helps with the stability at higher speeds, and I'm sure you'll be very grateful when you're doing almost 200 miles an hour. This thing actually feels very, very stable at high speed. Another important upgrade in my opinion is the 420mm carbon ceramic brakes. I mean, these things really stop you in no time at all. Brake feel is impressive, and I think it's pretty essential you've got some brakes actually work in a car like this, because obviously it's 2.2 tons I think, so it's quite a big lump to be moving around. And with such a heavy car, when you kind of forget you're driving an SUV and you go a little too deep into a corner, these things are really going to save you. Along with the fact that you can drive a mountain pass or even do a track day if you're feeling particularly excited, and you're not going to have to worry about cooking the brakes anytime soon. So the DBX 707 actually has a completely different gearbox to the DBX 550. It has a 9-speed transmission, which is a Mercedes gearbox with a wet clutch. Amazing traction from the new 23-inch wheels with Pirelli P0s. This bigger tyre doesn't really affect the road comfort that much either. Yeah, very, very comfortable on the motorway. Although we have done a full tank of fuel just going from the hotel to the lunch stop, so...
Then 150 kilometres.
150k on one tank of fuel. So I think you can probably guess the driving style may have been a little bit spicy to say the least. The build quality of this one seems like another little step ahead, I think, and the interior is particularly nice, and this spec car they've given us the nicest one of the fleet today, which is very kind, so I really appreciate that. It's got carbon pretty much everything you can imagine. They've really finished it off nice. It's definitely feels like it's worth the money.